Are you finding that you can't walk as far or as often as you used to? Perhaps it's because of a nagging ache in your knees or hips that makes every step a chore. Maybe it's a breathing issue that limits your endurance, or perhaps it's a quiet but persistent fear of falling that makes you feel hesitant to venture too far from home. If any of this sounds familiar, you might be worried that if you can't walk, you can't work on one of the most critical skills for your safety and independence, your balance. It's a common and dangerous misconception to think, if I can't be on my feet for long, I guess I have to accept that my balance will just get worse. I'm here today to tell you that is absolutely not true. You can dramatically improve your balance and stability without taking a single walking step. We can do this by waking up the essential systems that control our balance, our core strength, and our body's intricate communication network, all from a position of complete safety and support. Today, we are going to transform this simple chair into your personal balance training center. This is a vital aspect of proactive senior health. In this detailed video, I am going to be your personal coach. I will guide you step by step through 3 simple but profound seated exercises specifically designed to improve your balance. For each powerful movement, we'll explore the specific balance problem it solves, hear an inspiring story from someone just like you, and then learn exactly how to perform the exercise for the maximum benefit. This is your blueprint for reclaiming your stability and your confidence. So please watch until the end. If this guide is helpful, I would be so grateful if you would share it with a friend. And if you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more practical health advice. The active seated position and safety. All right, team, before we begin our first exercise, let's establish our home base. This is the starting position for all our movements, and getting it right is key to both safety and effectiveness. I call it the active seated position. I want you to please scoot forward to the front half of your sturdy chair so that your back is straight and not leaning against the backrest. Plant both of your feet firmly on the floor about hip width apart, with your knees stacked directly over your ankles. Now, sit up as tall as you can. Imagine a string, gently pulling the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. Roll your shoulders back and down away from your ears to open up your chest. Finally, gently engage your core muscles by pulling your belly button in slightly, as if you're bracing yourself. This strong, tall, and stable posture is our foundation. And as always, a quick word on safety. Please make sure the chair you are using is strong and stable. A solid dining room chair without wheels is perfect. It should be on a non-slip surface. And most importantly, please remember the golden rule: listen to your body. We are looking for the feeling of muscles working, not sharp pain. Pain is a signal to stop. And of course, it's always a wise idea to check with your doctor before beginning any new exercise program. Ready? Let's get started with our first movement. 1. Seated marching. Our first exercise addresses a problem I call the disconnected lower body. As we become more sedentary, the vital communication pathway between our core muscles, our hip muscles, and our feet can become weak and slow. This leads to a shuffling gait where we don't lift our feet properly. It also leads to poor ankle proprioception, a fancy term for your brain's awareness of your foot's position in space. When your brain isn't getting clear signals from your ankles, it can't make the lightning-fast adjustments needed to prevent a stumble, especially on slightly uneven ground. This combination of a shuffle and walk and clumsy feeling feet is a major contributor to trips and falls. Re-establishing this three-way communication between your core, hips, and ankles is fundamental to building better balance and is a key goal for functional senior health. I remember my patient, Mrs. Eleanor, who at 78 had to stop her beloved morning walks due to painful hip arthritis. She told me, "It's not just the hip pain that worries me. My feet feel clumsy now. I find myself tripping over nothing at all the edge of the carpet, my own feet. It feels like my brain and my feet aren't on speaking terms anymore." She needed a safe, seated way to re-establish that connection and wake up the nerves and muscles in her lower body. The seated march with pauses and ankle rotations is a brilliant 3-in-1 exercise that does just that. The marching motion strengthens the hip flexors. The pause, or hold, at the top forces your deep core muscles to engage and stabilize your pelvis. And the ankle rotation during the hold is a powerful form of active proprioceptive training, sending a flood of sensory information from the thousands of nerve endings in your ankle joint directly to your brain, essentially waking them up and improving their communication. Let's do this together. Sitting in our active seated position. Let's begin. You can place your hands lightly on the side of the chair for a little support if you need it. As you exhale slowly, lift your right knee up toward your chest. Use your core and hip muscles to initiate the movement. Lift it as high as is comfortable for you. Now hold it here. Let's hold it steady. While your knee is held in the air, begin to slowly draw 5 large circles with your right toes in a clockwise direction. 1, 2. Make the circles smooth and intentional. 3, 4, 5. Now reverse it. 5 circles counterclockwise. 1, 2. You're retraining that ankle. 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Now slowly lower your foot back to the floor with control. Let's switch to the left leg. Exhale as you lift your left knee up. Engage that core and hold it steady. Now let's do the ankle rotations on this side. 5 circles clockwise and 5 circles counterclockwise, and slowly lower the leg back down. Let's aim to complete 4 to 6 full repetitions on each leg. For a beginner modification, you can separate the movements. First, do a set of simple seated marches without the hold. Then, do a set of ankle rotations, with your foot resting lightly on the floor. As you get stronger, you can combine them. For a more advanced challenge, try to perform the exercise without holding onto the chair, forcing your core to do all the stabilizing work. Mrs. Eleanor practiced this unique combination daily. She told me it was challenging at first, but she soon felt more in tune with her lower body. Her walking, even for short distances around her home, became less clumsy. She felt more aware of her feet and more confident in each step she took. Fantastic. We've woken up the connection between our core, hips, and ankles. Next, we are going to challenge our core in a different way, focusing on the rotational strength that is so crucial for real-world stability. If you're still watching this video and ready to reconnect your brain to your feet for a steadier stride, please comment "stable steps" below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. 2. Seated torso twists. Our second exercise tackles a problem that is at the heart of many balance issues: a stiff, rigid core and poor rotational stability. Real-world balance is not just about moving forward, it's about twisting, turning, and reaching at the same time. Think about reaching for your seatbelt in the car, turning to grab a can from a kitchen cabinet, or reaching to pick up a bag from the floor beside you. These are all complex movements that require a strong and flexible core. When our torso and spine become stiff, our body tends to move as one solid, rigid block, like a statue. This makes us very clumsy and unstable during these common daily movements. A small twist can easily throw us off balance if our core isn't strong enough to control it. Building rotational strength and mobility is an essential, though often forgotten, part of any good senior health fitness program. I remember my patient, Mr. David, who at 80 was remarkably steady when he was just sitting or walking in a straight line. But he told me I'm fine as long as I move like a tin soldier. But the moment I have to turn and reach for something, I feel like I'm going to topple over. I lost my balance last week just trying to get the mail out of the passenger seat of my car. He needed to train his core for the dynamic, twisting demands of everyday life. The seated torso twist with an overhead reach is a fantastic exercise that does just that. The twist part of the movement gently mobilizes your thoracic spine, your mid-back, and strengthens your oblique muscles, the muscles on the sides of your waist. But adding the overhead reach is the secret ingredient that transforms this from a simple stretch into a powerful core stability exercise. When you reach up and across your body from a twisted position, you force the deep stabilizing muscles of your core, like the transverse abdominis and the small multifidus muscles along your spine, to fire intensely to prevent you from being pulled off balance and falling out of your chair. It safely mimics the very real-world movements that challenge us every day. Let's do this powerful move together. Sitting in your tall, active seated position, let's start by crossing your arms over your chest. Take a deep breath in to lengthen your spine. As you exhale, slowly and gently twist your entire upper body to the right. Keep your hips and legs as stationary as possible, glued to their forward-facing position. Only go as far as you can without any pain or strain. Now from this twisted position, uncross your arms. I want you to take your left arm and reach it up and across your body on a high diagonal line, as if you were trying to grab something from a high shelf just to your right. Really extend through your fingertips. Feel how your core muscles have to work hard to keep you stable. Hold that reach for a moment. Bring your arm back down, return your torso to the center, and recross your arms. Now for the other side. Take a breath, exhale, and twist to the left. Hold the twist. Now uncross your arms and reach your right arm up and across your body on a high diagonal to the left. Hold that wrench and return to the center. That is one full repetition. Let's aim for 6 to 8 slow and controlled repetitions, which is 3 to 4 to each side. For beginners, start by mastering just the torso twist part while keeping your arms crossed. Once that feels comfortable, you can add the reach with just your arm and no weight. To make it more advanced, you can hold a very light object like a book, a can of soup, or a small water bottle in your hands as you perform the reach. This will challenge your core stability even more. Mr. David practiced this movement daily. He started with just the twist and gradually added the reach. He found that his ability to navigate his daily life, reaching bending, twisting, felt much more fluid, coordinated, and most importantly, stable. He no longer feared the simple act of reaching for something. We've now worked on our stability from front to back and in rotation. Our final exercise will fine-tune our coordination and hip control, which is essential for navigating the small obstacles of daily life. If you are still watching this video and ready to build a strong, flexible, and functional core, please comment "functional core" below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. 3. Seated clock taps. Our final exercise addresses a very specific and important aspect of balance, poor hip stability, and neuromuscular control. Excellent balance requires more than just raw strength. It requires precision. It's about your brain's ability to tell your leg exactly where to go, how far to reach, and how to do so without upsetting your entire center of gravity. The problem many seniors face is a decline in this precise motor control. This can make them feel clumsy when having to step around a small object on the floor, like a pet's toy or a grandchild's shoe. They might have the strength to lift their leg, but they lack the fine-tuned control to place it accurately, which can easily lead to a trip or a stumble. This is a subtle but critical component of fall prevention and senior health. I remember my patient Mrs. Susan, who at 77 had been diligently practicing her one-leg stance. She could stand still on one leg quite well. But she told me, "I feel steady when I'm still, but if I have to step around something, I feel very wobbly. I nearly tripped over my cat the other day, not because I didn't see him, but because my foot didn't seem to go where I told it to." She needed to improve her brain's conscious control over her leg movements. The seated clock. TAPS exercise is a fun and incredibly effective way to retrain this neuromuscular control. It challenges your hip stability on your supporting leg while training the coordination and range of motion of your moving leg. Here's how we do it. Sit tall in your active seated position. I want you to imagine there is a large clock face on the floor around your right foot. 12 o'clock is directly in front of you. 3 o'clock is directly to your right, and so on. Let's start by planting your left foot firmly on the floor. It is your anchor. Now, lift your right foot just an inch or two off the floor. Ready. We're going to tap the numbers on the clock. Slowly reach your right foot forward and gently tap the floor at 12 o'clock. Good. Bring your foot back to the center, hovering above the floor. Now reach out on a diagonal and tap 2 o'clock. Bring it back to the center. Now reach directly to your side and tap 4 o'clock. Bring it back to center. And finally reach slightly behind you to tap 5 o'clock. And back to center. That's one round. Let's aim to complete 3 to 4 full clock rounds with the right leg. Then we'll switch and do the same with the left leg, tapping 12, 10, 8, and 7 o'clock. The key is to keep your torso and your supporting leg as still and stable as possible. All the movement should come from your hip. For a beginner modification, you can place your foot back down on the floor in the center between each tap. This gives you a moment to reset your balance. To make it more advanced, try to perform all the taps in one smooth sequence without your foot touching down in the center at all. This hovering motion creates a much greater challenge for your core and hip stabilizers. Mrs. Susan practiced her clock taps every afternoon. She said it felt like a game. But this game had a serious benefit. She found that her ability to navigate small obstacles around her house improved dramatically. She felt more agile and less likely to be tripped up by unexpected objects on the floor. Excellent work. You now have a complete 3-part seated routine to dramatically improve your balance by targeting your core-hip connection, your knee and ankle stability, and your functional rotational strength. If you're still watching this video and ready to fine-tune your coordination and control, please comment "precision and control" below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Fantastic job today. You have just completed a powerful full-body workout designed to dramatically improve your balance, all from the comfort and safety of your favorite chair. We learned how to reconnect our core to our hips with seated marches, how to build knee and ankle stability with leg extensions and rotations, and how to develop functional rotational strength with our seated torso twists. These 3 exercises work together to create a comprehensive routine that addresses the key systems your body uses to stay steady, confident, and safe on your feet. You have proven today that you do not need to walk for miles or perform risky standing exercises to effectively train your balance. Your chair is not a symbol of limitation. It is a powerful tool for rebuilding your stability and confidence. The most important message I want you to leave with is that balance is a skill that can be improved at any age. It is not lost forever. By consistently practicing these simple seated movements, you are sending a powerful message to your brain and your body. You are actively investing in your future, a future with more freedom, more confidence, and less fear of falling. This proactive work is at the very heart of what it means to manage your senior health with wisdom and strength. Please be proud of the effort you put in today. I recommend performing this routine 2 to 3 times per week. Consistency is what will bring results. Thank you so much for joining me. If you found this video insightful and helpful, please show your support by giving it a like. Please also share it with a friend or family member who could benefit from these safe and effective exercises. For more routines like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And finally, I'd love to hear from you. Please drop a comment below and let me know which of these 3 essential exercises you are most excited to try. Stay strong, stay balanced, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.